Hello and namaste to all our parents and guardians of Greendale Sr Secondary School. So my name is Abhyut Subba and I am a PGT teacher in this school. And we welcome you to this webinar where we are going to discuss about a very important topic with you all. In this webinar, you will be understanding the new change in education system that is going to happen very soon, which is National Education Policy 2020. In short, we also call it as NEP 2020. So this National Education Policy is a new policy which has been reformed by the current government, and according to this policy, it is going to replace our old policy which was framed 38 years ago in the year 1986, which is, we are still following that old policy, which is 10+2 in CBSE schools. But now this policy has been replaced by National Education Policy 2020. So in this regard, as a parents, as teachers, as guardians of our fellow wards, of our students, we need to understand this National Education Policy properly. And CBSE also has directed all the schools heads, the institutions, to do a webinar with parents and guardians, so that even parents and guardians can understand the changes which is going to happen according to this new education policy. Actually, in the name there is a lot of confusion. NEP 2020, it is not new education policy because that's what people think about it, but it's National Education Policy. So now what happens is, we have been actually looking for such kind of change. First of all, let me just inform you that our majority of our audience, the targeted audience, are Nepali speaking, those who are comfortable in Nepali. So I'll be talking in Nepali in between so that you all can understand properly. So this policy that we had been, हामीले यसलाई चेन्ज हुन्छ भनेर हामीले पर्खि नै राखेको थियौं, किनभने नानीहरुलाई जुन the policy that we are following right now, त्यसले चाहिँ अलिकति बर्डन बेसी दिएको जस्तो हामीलाई फिल भइराख्छ. उनीहरुको स्टडीज को प्रेसर अलिकति बेसी छ. त्यही भएर कतिवटा मेजर फ्याक्टर्स आर देयर, लाइक ड्रपआउट्स, स्कुल ड्रपआउट्स, students not doing well in their board exams. So many factors are there that is coming up because of the current structure. So यो national education policy नयाँले चाहिँ के गर्छ भने, यो स्टडीज को प्रेसर जुन चाहिँ बर्डन छ नानीहरुलाई, त्यो चाहिँ अलि हल्का गराएर at the same time नानीहरुको स्ट्यान्डर्डलाई पनि बढाउने काम गर्छ. ओके, यो नेशनल एजुकेशन पोलिसी यस्तो पोलिसी हो जो चाहिँ हामीले नयाँ कुरा त ल्याउँदैछौं, तर हाम्रो पुरानो टच, हाम्रो पुरानो जुन चाहिँ स्ट्रक्चर छ त्यसलाई पनि बेसी बिगार्न खोजेको छैनौं. र यसले चाहिँ नानीहरुको क्वालिटी अफ एजुकेशन भन्छ, that is going to be very high. That is what we are expecting as of now. Whatever requirements, the global requirements जुन चाहिँ हामी अब हाम्रो कन्ट्री हामीमा सीमित रहेन, अहिले त हामी इभन इंटरनेशनल, नेशनल लेभल सम्म, इंटरनेशनल लेभल सम्म पनि हामीले कम्पिट गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ. सो त्यो ग्लोबल रिक्वायरमेन्ट्स, त्यो ग्लोबल च्यालेन्जेस जुन चाहिँ छ त्यसलाई चाहिँ कभर गर्ने यो मेन टार्गेट उद्देश्य हो नेशनल एजुकेशन पोलिसी. त्यो टार्गेटलाई कसरी अचिभ गर्छ भन्दा चाहिँ नानीहरुको एजुकेशन क्वालिटीलाई बढाउने. सो त्यही हो मेन एउटा टार्गेट, एउटा तपाईको एम्स एन्ड अब्जेक्टिभ्स भनौं नेशनल एजुकेशन पोलिसी 2020 को. र यसमा अब यो वेबिनार भरि नै, throughout this webinar, our teachers are there. Okay, not only me, there are other teachers, those who are going to explain you regarding particular topics in a proper manner. तर म चाहिँ तपाईहरुलाई अलिअलि टच गरेर कतिवटा मेजर चेन्जेस जुन चाहिँ इम्पोर्टेन्ट चेन्जेसहरु हुनेवाला छ त्यसको बारेमा अलिअलि म तपाईलाई छोटकरीमा तपाईलाई बुझाउने चेष्टा गर्छु. र इट्स माई रिक्वेस्ट दैट this video is going to be little bit long, किनभने एउटा वेबिनार हो जुन चाहिँ वेबिनार 1.5 घण्टा लाग्छ, तर हामीले यसलाई जति सक्दो छोटो बनाउने कोसिस गरेका छौं. र इट्स माई पर्सनल रिक्वेस्ट फर यु अल, तपाईहरुको नानीहरुको पढाइको भविष्यको लागि तपाईले यो भिडियो चाहिँ कम्प्लिट फर्स्ट देखि लास्ट सम्म हेरिदिनुहोस् होला दया गरेर. सो first of all, if I have to talk about this national education policy, the most important thing is your national education policy मा चाहिँ content, अहिले जुन चाहिँ हाम्रो स्ट्रक्चर छ एकाडेमिक स्ट्रक्चर, त्यसमा चाहिँ कन्टेन्ट बेस्ड लर्निङ मा हामीले बेसी फोकस गरेको छौं. which means हामीले किताबको कन्टेन्टलाई त्यसलाई टार्गेट गरेर चाहिँ नानीहरूलाई पढाउने गर्छु, नानीहरूले पनि त्यही हिसाबले पढ्छ। तर यो नेसनल एजुकेसन पोलिसीमा चाहिँ कन्टेन्ट बेस्ड लर्निङ भन्दा बेसी चाहिँ एप्लिकेसन अर अप्लाइड लर्निङ भन्छ। त्यो चाहिँ लर्निङ with the process of applying with the help of the application, practical application गरेर नानीहरूले चाहिँ पढ्ने गर्छ। त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ नानीहरूले अझै राम्रोसँग उनीहरूको टपिकलाई बुझ्छ। जस्तो फर इक्जाम्पल उनीहरूले साइन्स केही कुरा पढ्दैछ, त्यो बुकमा मात्रै नपढेर त्यसलाई अप्लाई गरेर ल्याबोरेटरीमा गएर हुन्छ या बाहिर फिल्डमा गएर हुन्छ या कुनै प्रोजेक्ट बनाएर हुन्छ, त्यसलाई उनीहरूले ह्यान्ड्स अन एक्सपिरियन्स गरेर प्र्याक्टिकली त्यही कुरालाई त्यही टपिकलाई चाहिँ उनीहरूले त्यसरी पढ्यो भने चाहिँ छिटो टिप्ने गर्छ। तर त्यो एउटा मेन कन्टेन्ट बेस्ड लर्निङ मात्रै नभएर अब अप्लाइड लर्निङ अर एप्लिकेसन बेस्ड लर्निङ, त्यो एउटा फर्स्ट एउटा कुरा तपाईँलाई म बुझाउन चाहन्छु। अर्को आउँछ टेक्नोलोजीको बारेमा, डिजिटल लिट्रेसी भन्छ, त्यसको बारेमा पनि नानीहरूले धेरै कुरा सिक्नेवाला छ यसमा। एक्सपेरिमेन्टल लर्निङ अर ह्यान्ड्स अन एक्सपिरियन्स, त्यो क्लासेस 6 देखि 8 सम्म 2 इयर्सको यो पिरियडभित्रमा नानीहरूले प्र्याक्टिकली गएर काम, जस्तो कामहरू भयो तपाईँको इलेक्ट्रिकल काम भयो, कार्पेन्ट्री काम भयो, टेलरिङ काम भयो, अरू गार्डनिङ कुकिङ कामहरू भयो, यस्तो सबै उनीहरूले प्र्याक्टिकली गएर चाहिँ एउटा सोसाइटीमा एउटा त्यो मान्छेलाई पक्रेर जो एक्सपर्ट छ यो फिल्डमा तिनीहरूलाई पक्रेर तिनीहरूकोबाट यसलाई सिक्ने गर्छ। किनभने अहिलेको नानीहरू हामी हेरौँ भने उनीहरूले इक्जाममा त एकदम राम्रो गर्छ, 90, 95, 96 ल्याउँछ 100मा, तर प्र्याक्टिकलमा उनीहरू 0 हुन्छ। उनीहरूले एउटा स्क्रुड्राइभर पनि उनीहरूले पक्रिनु जान्दैन। सो बिकज अफ द्याट we want our student to be practically very very skillful and intelligent. So यो भयो एक्सपेरिमेन्टल लर्निङ, एउटा अर्को कुरा छ नेसनल एजुकेसन पोलिसीमा। अर्को अझै एउटा इम्पोर्टेन्ट कुरा भन्नुपर्दाखेरि 21st सेन्चुरी स्किल्स सिकाइने गर्छ अब क्लासरुममा यो पोलिसीको अन्डरमा। त्यो 21st सेन्चुरी स्किल्स, साइन्टिफिक टेम्पर, डिजिटल लिट्रेसी, हेल्थ एन्ड हाइजिन भेरी भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट। नानीहरूले हेल्थ एन्ड हाइजिनको बारेमा पनि एकदम सिक्नु जरुरी छ, त्यो पनि क्लासरुममा सिकाइनेवाला छ। प्रब्लम सल्भिङ स्किल्स, उनीहरूले प्रब्लमलाई पनि उनीहरूको प्र्याक्टिकल प्रब्लम, उनीहरूको डे टु डे लाइफ प्रब्लमलाई कसरी सल्भ गर्नुपर्ने त्यो स्किल्सहरू पनि उनीहरूले सिक्नेवाला छ। कम्युनिकेसन स्किल्स भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट, उनीहरूले कसरी कम्युनिकेट गर्नु त्यसको स्किल्सहरू सिक्नेवाला छ। क्रिएटिभिटी, सोसियल रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी, सोसाइटीमा कसरी एउटा राम्रो सिटिजन भएर जानु, र एथिक्स झन् एकदमै इम्पोर्टेन्ट हो हाम्रो नानीहरूको लागि। के राम्रो के नराम्रो, ठुलो मान्छेसँग कसरी बात मार्नु, सानोलाई कसरी ट्रिट गर्नु, यताउता हेनतेन सबै यो कुराहरू सिक्नेवाला छ। द्याट इज नोन एज 21st सेन्चुरी स्किल्स। एन्ड द लास्ट इम्पोर्टेन्ट थिङ द्याट आई एम गोइङ टु टक अबाउट इन दिस introduction section is regarding the board exams. So there are a lot of confusions regarding board exams. What board exams चाहिँ के हुन्छ, कसैले कतिवटा र्युमर छ बोर्ड एक्जाम चाहिँ एकदम हटेर जान्छ अरे, बोर्ड एक्जाम चाहिँ हुँदैन अब, या एक्जाम चाहिँ हुँदैन यो नयाँ एजुकेसन पोलिसीको अनुसार भन्ने एउटा र्युमर्सहरू छ, मिसकन्सेप्सन छ, त्यो पनि तपाईँले बुझिराख्नुहोस्। बोर्ड एक्जाम जुन चाहिँ अहिले चलिआएको छ क्लास 10 and 12 को, it will continue, that is going to continue. But one thing I can assure that board exams जुन चाहिँ अहिले छ त्यो भन्दा चाहिँ much more easy manner मा अब बोर्ड एक्जाम्स गराइनेवाला छ। किनभने बोर्ड एक्जाम्स कति नानीहरू बिचारा म्याथ्स उनीहरूको विकनेस हुन्छ, म्याथ्समा घरिघरि फेल गर्दा उनीहरूले ड्रप आउटै गरिदिन्छ, उनीहरूले स्कुलै पढ्नु छोड्छ। सो यस्तो ड्रप आउट रेट्सहरूको र अरू मेजर फ्याक्टर्सलाई मध्यनजर राख्दै, ध्यानमा राख्दै यो बोर्ड एक्जाम्सको स्ट्रक्चर पनि अलिकति चेन्ज भएको छ। बट द्याट डजन्ट मिन द्याट बोर्ड एक्जाम्स आर नाउ टोटली गोइङ टु एलिमिनेट अकर्डिङ टु द नेसनल एजुकेसन पोलिसी, त्यो चाहिँ होइन, इट विल कन्टिन्यू। बट अब अब्जेक्टिभ बेस्ड क्वेसन्स, प्र्याक्टिकल क्वेसन्स, तपाईँको हाई अर्डर थिङ्किङ स्किल्स क्वेसन्सहरू, त्यस्तो क्वेसन्सहरू दिएर चाहिँ अलिकति इजियर म्यानरमा तपाईँलाई नानीहरूलाई यो गराइनेवाला छ। एन्ड लास्टली नलेज अबाउट आवर ओन कन्ट्री इन्डिया, यो पनि एउटा अर्को इम्पोर्टेन्ट फ्याक्टर हो नेसनल एजुकेसन पोलिसीमा। यो पनि नानीहरूलाई एकदम आफ्नो कन्ट्रीको बारेमा थ्रु आउट इन एन्ड आउट सबै कुरा सिकाइनेवाला छ। र अरू पनि धेरै चेन्जेस छ, त्यसको बारेमा चाहिँ आवर टिचर्स आर फलोइङ मी in this video. They are going to explain you, talk about on that particular topic in a very precise manner. तपाईले एकदम ध्यान दिएर सुनिदिनुहोस्, एकदमै इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ र बुझिदिनुहोस्। तपाईकोमा केही कन्फ्युजन छ, केही क्वेशन्स छ, केही क्वेरीज छ रिगार्डिङ नेशनल एजुकेसन पोलिसी, यू क्यान अलवेज अप्रोच आवर स्कुल, इन आवर स्कुल टु द टिचर्स, टु द प्रिन्सिपल, वी विल बी ह्याप्पी टु हेल्प यू। सो यति भन्दै यो मेरो इन्ट्रोडक्सन सेक्सन म यहीँ राख्छु, सेसन यहीँ राख्छु र यसको पछि तपाईले अरू टिचर्सहरूले पनि फलो गर्छ, उनीहरूको पनि सेसनलाई राम्रोसँग ध्यान दिएर सुनिदिनुहोस् र थ्याङ्क यू।
Education is not the answer to all the question. Education is means to answer to all the question. Hello, I'm Sangyong Mubutia, a primary teacher of Greendale Senior Secondary School. So today I'm here to talk about the National Education Policy and its stages. So as per the new school education system outlined in 2020, children here will spend 5 years in the foundation stage, 3 years in the preparatory stage, 3 years in the middle stage, and 4 years in the secondary stage. So now I'll be briefing you about the different stages. The first stage is 5 years of foundational stage. The 5 years of foundational stage here, according to the NEP, will comprises of 3 years, which is known as preschool or Anganwadi education for the age group of 3 to 8. So here, in this stage, we mainly focus on development of language, play-based and activity-based method. So the next stage will be preparatory stage for the age group of 8 to 11 years. The preparatory stage under the National Education Policy will cover the school education from classes 3 to 5 with the focus on experimental learning, and will give more emphasis on reading, writing and speaking, and this focus will shift to play, discover and activity and interactive classroom learning. यो stage say classes 3 to 5 सम्मको नानीहरू जहाँ चाहिँ 8 to 11 years को नानीहरू हुन्छ यसमा चाहिँ सर यो स्टेजमा चाहिँ नानीहरूले खेलेर लेखेर बोलेर इन्टरेक्सन गरेर उनीहरू एकाअर्कासँग बोलेर यसरी नै उहाँले यो स्टेजमा चाहिँ सिक्छ. So this is third, the middle stage. This will cover the school education from classes 6 to 8 and will be for the age group of 11 to 14 years. So this stage of school education mainly focus on critical learning objectives, which is a big shift of rote learning method used in early education. This stage will work on experiential learning in science, mathematics, arts, social science and humanities. So यो स्टेजमा चाहिँ नानीहरू क्लास 6 to 8 सम्मको हुन्छ, जुन नानीहरू चाहिँ 11 to 14 years को एज सम्मको यो स्टेजमा हुन्छ र यो स्टेजमा चाहिँ मेनली चाहिँ practical learning गरेर चाहिँ फोकस गरेको छ र जसमा चाहिँ नानीहरूले पहिलाको जस्तै रटेर चाहिँ उनीहरूले पढ्नु पर्दैन, प्र्याक्टिकली उनीहरूले यसरी नै सिक्छ जस्तै जुनै पनि सब्जेक्टमा चाहे साइन्स होस्, आर्ट्स होस्, सोशल साइन्स जुनै कुरामा पनि उनीहरूले प्र्याक्टिकल गरेर नै उनीहरूले सिक्छ. So next is the secondary stage. This will cover the school education system from classes 9 to 12 in 2 phases. The first phases will be 9 to 10 and second phases will be 11 to 12. So this changes includes a multidisciplinary where the students could be able to pick any one set of subjects. Their focus will be on greater critical thinking and a greater flexibility where the students will be able to pick any subject, even technical and arts. So यहाँ चाहिँ नानीहरू चाहिँ 9 to 12 सम्मको हुन्छ जसमा चाहिँ दुई भागले छुटाइएको छ र 9 र 10 एउटा अर्को चाहिँ 11 and 12. So यहाँनिर चाहिँ नानीहरूले चाहिँ यो स्टेजमा चाहिँ जुनै पनि एउटा सब्जेक्ट पिकअप गरेर उनीहरूले पढ्न पाइन्छ. जस्तै साइन्स सब्जेक्ट लियो भने चाहिँ उनीहरूले आर्ट्सको पनि एउटा जुनै पनि सब्जेक्ट चाहे हिस्ट्री होस् उनीहरूले चुज गरेर चाहिँ साइन्समा पढ्न पाइन्छ. साइन्सको सब्जेक्ट लिएको नानीहरूले चाहिँ एउटा आर्ट्सको जस्तै हिस्ट्री जुनै पनि लिएर पढ्न पाइन्छ यो स्टेजमा चाहिँ.
Hello, my name is Damien. I teach computer and IT in Greendale Senior Secondary School. Today I'm going to talk regarding the multidisciplinary or the cross-platform subjects that the NEP is providing to the students. भन्नुको मतलबले अब चाहिँ नानीहरूले चाहिँ कसरी different subjectsहरू उनीहरूले पढ्नु पाउँछ, उनीहरूले त्यसको experience गर्नु पाउँछ. So it means that this particular policy or this particular rule is specialized for the students who have passed class 10. So the students of arts, commerce and science अब उनीहरूको चाहिँ पहिला के हुन्थ्यो भन्दाखेरि उनीहरूले एउटा मात्रै सब्जेक्ट उनीहरूले त्यो पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्टको चाहिँ स्ट्रिमको सब्जेक्टहरु मात्रै उनीहरूले लिनु पाउँथ्यो. They could not have the experience, even if they like that particular subject, they could not have the experience of learning that particular subject because they have chosen a different stream. But now due to NEP, they can even choose a different subject even if they belong to a different stream. For example, like a student of commerce can now take a political science as well as he or she can take a physics at the same time. And this goes as well for the science student. If the science student wants to study arts or wants to study one of the subjects of the automobile, they can also do that. So this policy helps the student to understand the different subjects and have the basic knowledge of that particular subject. Due to that, the student can have an overall development in that particular field. Now, it does not mean that after taking this particular subject in 11 and 12, it is lost. They can have this particular subject in their undergraduates and can take a diploma or degree in that particular subject. But that particular subject or the rest of the subject in which that student has appeared for example, त्यो स्टुडेन्टले कमर्स लिएको थियो क्लास 12 मा र उसले कम्बिनेसन सब्जेक्टमा लिएको छ फिजिक्स र पोलिटिकल साइन्स। अब त्यो स्टुडेन्टले कलेजमा जाँदाखेरि त्यो दुईटा सब्जेक्ट जुन चाहिँ कम्बिनेसन र वान अफ द सब्जेक्ट अफ साइन्स एन्ड अनदर सब्जेक्ट of humanities, त्यो दुईटा सब्जेक्टलाई चाहिँ माइनर सब्जेक्ट भनेर लिन्छ। It is considered to be a minor subject, whereas the subject of his actual stream are considered to be a major subject. So this is how it segregates between the major subject and the minor subject. Even after that, the student can do a diploma and degree on that particular subject. And also after that, after class 6, the NEP has started a vocational subject. Vocational subject ले गर्दाखेरि what it happens is student can train or increase the ability or their skills in different fields, so that later on if they want to choose a particular subject of a different stream which they do not belong to, they can choose that. This will help the student to increase the interest and keep on increasing the knowledge of that particular subject even after that they belong or they do not belong to that particular stream. This happens as a multidisciplinary, increasing the overall skill of that particular student. यसले गर्दा नानीहरूले एउटा ओभरअल नलेज पाउँछ, एउटा सबै सब्जेक्टको नलेज पाउँछ। साइन्स स्टुडेन्टले साइन्स मात्रै पढ्छ भनेर होइन, कमर्स स्टुडेन्टले कमर्स सब्जेक्टको बारेमा मात्रै पढ्छ भनेर होइन, र आर्ट्स स्टुडेन्टले आर्ट्सको बारेमा मात्रै पढ्नुपर्छ भनेर होइन। अब आर्ट्सको स्टुडेन्टले एउटा सब्जेक्ट साइन्सबाट एउटा सब्जेक्ट कमर्सबाट लिन सक्छ, कमर्स स्टुडेन्टले एउटा सब्जेक्ट आइटीबाट एउटा सब्जेक्ट साइन्सबाट लिन सक्छ। यस कारणले गर्दाखेरि नानीले एउटा ओभरअल नलेज पाओस्, उसले मन पराएको सब्जेक्टलाई उसले अब लुज गर्नु नपरोस्, उसले इन्ट्रेस्ट भएको सब्जेक्टमा उसले अब हराउनु नपरोस्, उसको इन्ट्रेस्ट उसको स्किल अब फर्दर डेभलप हुन्छ बिकज अफ दिस पर्टिकुलर पोलिसी। सो थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच।
Hello everyone, my name is Siddharth Chetri and I teach history in Greendale Senior Secondary School. So basically I'll be talking about the higher educational aspects of National Education Policy 2020. So NEP 2020 aims to create a single overarching body which will cover every aspect of education and excluding all the medical education as well as the legal education. So this body will be known as HECI, that is Higher Education Commission of India. So currently what is happening in India is every educational aspect of education is being controlled by different set of bodies, like for example UGC, NAC as well as AICT and many other educational institutions. So NEP aims to bring all the aspects under one umbrella, that is known as HECI, and the whole accreditation, evaluation, processing will be done by one single authority. Now talking about undergraduate education, the duration of the course will be of 4 years. अब चाहिँ नानीहरुको अंडरग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम को कोर्स चाहिँ 4 वर्ष हुनेछ। अनि यदि नानीहरुलाई अब पढ्नु मन भएन र छोड्ने उनीहरुको के इच्छा भयो भने if he completes 1 year he'll be getting a 1 year certificate course certificate, and if he completes 2 years he will be getting a diploma. है 2 वर्ष बाद उसले आफ्नो डिप्लोमा पनि प्राप्त गर्नेछ। and if he completes 3 years he will be getting a bachelor's certificate, and there is also option of completing 4 years. Like for example, यदि नानीहरुले अब आफ्नो ब्याचलर्स सँगसँगै एउटा रिसर्च पनि गर्छु भन्ने पनि त्यसको त्यो पनि पाउनेछ नानीहरूले अनि त्योसँग चाहिँ के हुनेछ भन्दाखेरि नानीहरूले 4 वर्ष पढ्नु पर्यो अनि 4 वर्ष पढेर चाहिँ नानीहरूले एउटा ब्याचलर्सको डिग्री सर्टिफिकेट प्राप्त गर्नेछ अनि नानीहरूले एउटा उनीहरूको रिसर्चको पनि एउटा डिग्री प्राप्त गर्नेछ अनि अहिले अब टकिङ अबाउट द पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट एजुकेसन पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट एजुकेसन इट विल बी अफ 1 to 2 years 1 अनि 2 वर्षमा नानीहरूले पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट एजुकेसन फिनिश गर्नु पर्यो अनि एन्ड इन द पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट एजुकेसन देयर विल बी नो एमफिल प्रोग्राम्सहरू हुने छैन अनि NEP also aims out to phase all the college affiliation programs. जति पनि college affiliation programs छ त्यो सबैलाई phase out गर्ने छ कति वर्षको समयमा त्यो 15 वर्षको समयमा अनि 15 वर्षमा सबै college affiliation programsहरू phase out गर्ने छ अनि NEP wants to introduce academic banks of credit. That means the students will have to will be evaluated on the basis of credit and those credits are useful when the students are transferring from one institution to another. यदि अब नानीहरूलाई मार्क्स भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब चाहिँ क्रेडिट सिस्टममा बेस्ड गर्ने छ अनि नानीहरूलाई एउटा इन्स्टिट्युसनदेखिको अर्को इन्स्टिट्युसनमा जानु लागि चाहिँ त्यो क्रेडिट सिस्टमले बहुत अब मतलब हेल्प गर्नेछ उनीहरूलाई So right now what is happening in India is a different set of educational aspect is being controlled by different sets of body. Like for example, NAC, UGC, AICTE. So what NEP is aiming is, NEP wants to bring all the aspect of education under one umbrella, that is Higher Education Commission of India, and funding, accreditation, evaluation, processing will be done by one single authority. अब चाहिँ higher education मा चाहिँ different authorities चाहिँ हैन तर एउटै सिंगल अथोरिटीले नै सबै कुरा हेर्नेछ जस्तै फन्डिङ जस्तै अब पैसा सम्बन्धी कुराहरू जस्तै इभ्यालुएसन सबै एउटै बडीले हेर्नेछ अनि त्यो बडीको नाम चाहिँ हुनेछ हायर एजुकेसन कमिसन अफ इन्डिया Okay, so these were some of the very important points relating to higher educational aspects of education. So thank you.
Namaste and good morning. Today I am here to talk about the No More Dropouts policy to be implemented by the NEP 2020. आज म यहाँनिर NEP 2020 ले dropout rates घटाउनको लागि के मेजर्सहरु लिएको छ त्यो म बताउन गइरहेको छु. Firstly, I would like to focus on why the dropout rates has been increasing every single year. There might be several reasons and there has been these reasons only behind the increase in dropout rates. Firstly, because of too much learning pressure. Secondly, भन्नु पर्ले गर्दाखेरि नानीहरुलाई कुन चाहिँ सब्जेक्टमा इन्ट्रेस्ट हुँदैन त्यसले गर्दाखेरि they tend to fail in those subjects again and again. And when they fail in those subjects again and again, they start losing interest, and that's how they are actually forced to or they want to drop out of school. And अरु पनि धेरै कारणहरु छ जस्तै कम्पिटिटिभनेस जुन चाहिँ बढेर गएको छ अहिले एकदमै एजुकेसन सिस्टममा त्यसले गर्दा पनि the kids feel pressurized and the board exams हरु अलिकति सारो आउने गरेको कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नानीहरुमा धेरै प्रेशर बढेर गएको छ and these are few reasons which have brought the dropout rates on a higher scale भनौं न and they headed all these things, put it into one box and tried to bring out a solution. NEP has come up with several things that might be helpful in this particular concept of no more dropout rates bhanau na. So one of the first points that they have included is multi-disciplinary program. Our multidisciplinary program, if I have to explain it in a little bit nicer way, it is like this. कि like अब यस्तो हुँदैन कि नानीहरुले साइन्स पढेको छ भने चाहिँ only science subjects चाहिँ उनीहरुले छानेर जान्छ.
If they have taken humanities भनेपछि only humanities चाहिँ मात्रै उनीहरूले छानेर जान्छ अबदेखि चाहिँ उनीहरुकोमा यस्तो खालको options आएको छ कि they can choose any subject they want to so यहाँनिर चाहिँ अब barrier हुँदैन कि science only science and humanities only humanities भनेर चाहिँ अगर एउटा नानीले if one student has taken pol science and history उलाई मन परेर लिएको छ भने चाहिँ at the same time he can take maths or bio or chemistry according to his interest so त्यो भएको कारणले गर्दा चाहिँ maybe the students would be fully interested in studying as there will be a combination of all the subjects that he liked to study. So this might be or this can be one of the reason for bringing an interest in the kids' mind and decreasing the dropout rates. Second point हामीले focus गर्नु पर्यो भने चाहिँ it might be the board exam being made easier. यहाँनिर NEP को points, one of the points मा लेखेको छ कि board exams would be made much more easier as compared to the earlier days. If this happens, if this is to be implemented in a very proper manner, then obviously the kids would want to go for it. And if they are being evaluated on a much easier level, then definitely there will be more amounts of passing students and hence bringing the rate of dropouts again down. Third, अब हामीले point हेर्नु पर्यो भने चाहिँ it can be of bringing down the language barrier. Just like there are many states in India where English can be a barrier for them. Medium of instruction English भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ उनीहरुको के हुँदैछ भने चाहिँ they are not being able to understand properly what has been imparted to them. So the inclusion of the mother tongue in the primary section can be very helpful in the proper understanding of whatever have been taught and which once more helps in bringing the interest in the student's mind. So this can also be one of the reason in order to bring out the dropout rates down. अन्त एउटा अर्को point छ जुन चाहिँ अब अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ एजुकेसन सिस्टममा के भएको छ भने चाहिँ it like to Indian education system especially we focus more on rote learning पुरा रटेर जाऊ रटेर पढेर गएर रटेकै कुरा लेख अनि उनीहरुकोमा यति सारो they have so much of pressure in like learning too many things at one go अनि त्यही भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ they start losing interest in their studies and the rote learning also gives too much pressure inside their mind. So what has happened is like NEP has now focused more on practical based learning rather than book ko rote learning ma. So practical based learning ma ho bhanyo bhane chahi like so many activities are being put forward in like looking at the interest of the students and त्यसमा हाम्रो vocational learnings are include हुन्छ. So what NEP is trying to actually do is they are trying to actually make the kid more efficient in a more practical form. किनभने bookish knowledge उनीहरूले कतिसम्म लगेर जान सक्छ that is we don't know. उनीहरू अहिले पढ्यो अहिले बिर्सिनु पनि सक्छ. तर when they are being taught practically that might be a lifelong learning for them. So these are some of the things which the NEP has put forward in order to bring down the dropout rates. And if implemented at a proper way, at the proper timing, then I hope so that India would not be far away where they would be seeing less dropout rates in the education system. Thank you.
Namaskar, my name is Ms. Khushbu and I'm here to talk about the language policy NEP 2020. So when this particular policy was introduced, it came up and it attracted not only praises but it also attracted a lot of criticisms, questions from common people like me, like you, especially parents and also the opposition political party. Now why? किन उनीहरूले चाहिँ यति डरलाग्दो यो पोलिसीले चाहिँ क्वेशन्सहरु अट्र्याक्ट गर्यो? For that you need to know what has it introduced. The NEP 2020 has introduced a language policy where it has accepted that the students till the primary, that is up till class 5 and preferably till class 8, are supposed to be taught in their mother tongue, the regional language or the local language. मैले भन्नु खोजेको चाहिँ जब हामीले नानीहरूलाई पढाउँछौँ, the teachers class 5 देखि सम्मको नानीहरूलाई, preferably class 8 सम्मको नानीहरूलाई हामीले पढाउँदा चाहिँ उनीहरूलाई मदर टङमा या फिर लोकल ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा उनीहरूको रिजनल ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा पढाउनु भनेर यो पोलिसीले चाहिँ हामीलाई भनिरहेको छ। त्यसै कारणले चाहिँ यो पोलिसीलाई चाहिँ धेरै प्रकारको क्वेशन्सहरू आएको छ। Because obviously parents like you, parents like others, they send their kids to the private school to learn English. Then why? Why not English? So I'm here to clear the doubt. So NEP, the new language policy, is not a new concept. It was introduced in 1968 under the Indira Gandhi government. And when it was introduced then, it introduced the three-language policy. The three-language policy clearly mentions Hindi-speaking states हरूमा जब नानी पढ्दछ त्यतिखेर उहाँले तीनवटा ल्याङ्ग्वेज चाहिँ सिक्नै पर्छ, English, Hindi and any other modern Indian language. Even in the non-Hindi speaking regions, a child needs to learn 3 languages because it is encouraging multilinguistic feature. And this is not for us, this is for their understanding. नानीहरूले चाहिँ बुझ्नु पर्ने भनेर चाहिँ 1968 देखिको इन्ट्रोड्युस भएको, 1986 मा फेरि रिभाइज भयो, अल्दो त्यति डरलाग्दो चेन्जेस आएन, बट 2020 को पोलिसीले चाहिँ it really hit the parents concerned. But then you people, the parents, should understand, यसमा clearly mentioned छ that no language will be imposed. त्यो भन्नु खोजेको चाहिँ कुनै पनि ल्याङ्ग्वेजलाई चाहिँ इम्पोज गरेको छैन नानीलाई, नानीले यो पढ्नै पर्छ, यो ल्याङ्ग्वेज सिक्नै पर्छ भनेर छैन. It's just for the flexibility, it's just for the understanding of the child that this policy has been adopted. यो पोलिसीलाई कतिजना ठुलो educationist, psychologistहरूले एक्सेप्ट गरेको छ. I can give you some examples. For example, the co-founder and chief learning officer, Mr. Sridhar Rajagopalan, he himself has, applauded the government of India for accepting this, for coming up with this policy, because according to the pedagogical research, त्यसबाट पनि एकदमै क्लियर छ कि नानीले चाहिँ बेस्ट कहिले सिक्छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ आफ्नो भाषामा बोल्दाखेरि चाहिँ सिक्छ. It's clear when a child comes to a school, उहाँहरूलाई आफ्नो आमाहरूको बोल्ने भाषा मात्रै जानेको हुन्छ उनीहरूले, र उनीहरूलाई इङ्ग्लिसमा अचानक बोल्दाखेरि उनीहरू अत्तालिन्छ. मोस्ट अफ द टाइम उनीहरूले इङ्ग्लिस बुझ्दैमै लगाउँछ र त्यसै कारण उनीहरूको कन्सेप्टै क्लियर हुँदैन. So this policy is nothing but to help your kids. There are other people like, the director V.K. Tiwari from IIT Kharagpur. Even he has accepted it and he has applauded it. He has praised the government for including Sanskrit into the educational policy. Then there is another person like Chairman Sanjay Patode from IFTM Business School. Even he has accepted this and he is very, very happy with the government of India. We as educationists, we as a teacher, even we applaud the government for this. Because the students, if they don't understand, if they're not grasping what we are teaching, the education is useless. So this particular language policy is for their betterment, not for us. So त्यही कुरा तपाईलाई सम्झाउन गएर चाहिँ तपाईलाई भनिरहेको हामीले, तपाईहरुले बुझ्नुपर्छ कि this policy is not against your child learning English. English will be there as a subject and he or she will continue learning English as a subject, but then it's very much necessary for them to understand what are they actually studying, what are they actually taking with them to their home and to their society. Thank you.